Okay guys, hi, my name is Jackie M and I am a Malaysian street food specialist, ex-restaurateur who nowadays mostly do live stream cooking videos online. Okay, I'm sorry about my voice by the way. My current platform of choice is Twitch. The long URL is twitch.tv/JackieMFood. And I'm just going to launch XSplit Broadcaster while I'm talking because that's the software I'm going to be using. Now, I started out live streaming on Google Hangouts on air when it was first launched back in 2012. Now, when Google Hangouts on air basically got removed, I had to find a new live streaming platform, and I've done live streaming directly on YouTube. I've live streamed on Facebook, Periscope, that sort of stuff. Most of the time I live stream natively in those apps themselves. Every now and then I've used third-party platforms. For Twitch, I was told that XSplit Broadcaster is my best bet, so I downloaded it, and I found, despite the fact that I've been live streaming for a good 4 or 5 years before that there was a little bit of a learning curve in terms of how to use XSplit Broadcaster, okay? But nonetheless, by its nature as well, it's got a lot more bells and whistles that I think some people might be interested in checking out, hence this video. Okay, first of all, it will take a little bit to load. You need a PC with a little bit of grunt, and I'm using a Lenovo IdeaPad Y700, which is a gaming laptop for this, okay? So this is the XSplit Broadcaster interface once it's been opened up, right? And you will find a few different features to it. There's this big black canvas, right? This is what you're going to be live streaming, okay? And then you're going to add different elements to it, obviously. But then down here on the bottom right are what's called scenes, okay? Now, I've got a whole bunch of scenes set up, but in all honesty, you don't really need them, okay? You really need just the one scene unless you want to be a little bit fancy. And as far as I know, certainly when I downloaded it, I'm not associated with XSplit Broadcaster or anything like that. When I downloaded it, it was basically free to use with a limitation of 2 scenes, okay? I thought I needed more, so I actually paid for a license, but I've since found that I don't. But okay, so let's pretend that all these other buttons don't exist, but let's go to scene 18. Right, and this is, like I said, a blank screen, and I can give it a name, okay? I can call it Malaysian Studio 1, okay? Whatever. And then, now I need to add different elements to this scene. Basically, these elements will be what the audience will see, right? First of all, to add these elements, you've got this menu up here. I really just use sources and outputs, okay? Sources, that menu option up there is the same as where it says add down here, okay? So first of all, you can add all these different options here. But what I want to first add is what's called an overlay, right? And I know it may sound obvious to some people, but this is all new to me when I first started using XSplit Broadcaster. So overlay basically is kind of like a backdrop, right? And this is what was created by my assistant, and all of this is just an image file where she created like my graphics and all that, and she created all these boxes as well. You don't need them, but I asked her to do it that way, right? And then you see here, I've got my branding. So the great thing about the overlay is that it helps with your branding. Then after this, I can add basically a video camera. Right? So when you go to add, again, like I said, you've got all these different things you want to add. You can add screen capture, game capture, devices, you can add text, web page, media file. Okay, now I want to add a device, okay? So you go to devices and go to video, and there's actually 2 different video cameras currently hooked up to my laptop. One is the built-in Lenovo Easy Camera. The other one's an external Logitech camera, which is basically plugged into a USB port and mounted on a tripod, right? A little bit farther away, because when I'm cooking, I can't just be standing in front of my laptop. Okay, so let's add the Logitech camera. This is what it looks like over here, and you can drag it around, okay? You can resize it, which we're going to do, okay? And you're going to find, because of the overlay borders, that it's going to overlap, okay? But that's okay. But what we can do, say let's just enlarge it. You can then crop the scene itself as well. So you can go press the move your cursor down here, press the Alt button, and then drag it up, okay? Now you can see the overlay under it. And then again, up there, right? And then over here, crop it, right? So this is kind of like an example of what you can do with the overlay. And then over here, maybe you want to add a picture of the dish that you're cooking. So I'm going to add another media file, okay? So let's go down here to, say, for instance, let's pick a dish, okay? Okay, so it's a picture of a dish, and you can move it up here if you want, right? You can, I mean, look, the borders are just kind of like for aesthetic reasons. There's no compelling reason. You actually absolutely have to use them, okay? Okay, so you can put that over there, and again, crop, or something like that, and drag it back out. And then bottom here, you can add something else, right? You can actually add a video. I'll give you an example, for no apparent reason. Okay, let's say I want to add an intro video. Let's go to Twitch, and where are we? Okay, let's just add this. Okay, I don't want it to autoplay, so I've just basically selected it, and where it says start when scene loads, I'll remove that. And where it says remember playback position, I'll remove that as well, okay? And just hit, okay. So let's just, again, resize it, move it up here, okay? So where it says now cooking, I can add text to it, okay? So I can add a text thing over here and say now cooking, Ji Jiong Fun, right? And if I want, I can make it scroll, and then size it, put it over here. Okay, scrolling is obviously in this particular instance is redundant, so I'm not going to make it scroll, and just set it like this, okay? But obviously, if you're doing like a, an infomercial or something like that, and you want like a call to action, it might actually make sense to have this scroll, okay? So you can actually put in like another text line here, say, 30% off if you call 111-555 in the next 30 minutes. Okay, and then make it scroll or something like that, and you can resize it or whatever and have it run right across your screen while you're broadcasting. Okay, just select it. Okay, so these are all the different ways you can play around with XSplit Broadcaster, right? Lots of other functions. You can add a microphone, devices, audio. So you've got a professional microphone that you can add to it, which will override the camera, the microphone you're using. Okay, so let's go to outputs, right? You go to outputs, and this is where you want to stream it to, okay? There's some prefix, you can actually, actually just do a local recording, okay? And whatever it is you're doing will just be recorded as though it were a video, okay? You can do that as a trial run. Or you can go output. I've got all these, I've set all these up before, but let's go and do a new output, okay? You go and set up a new output. You see here, it's got all these settings, pre-configured settings, right? So let's go to Facebook Live, right? This is where most people are familiar with live streaming. So you can enter your username, where you want to post onto a page, into a group, and all that sort of stuff. And then just click on authorize, and you don't have to worry about changing any of these. I never do, okay? And just hit okay. And then what will happen, it will show up in this list here of outputs. And then to live stream, after you're happy with all this setup, you then just click outputs and click on Facebook Live Jackie M, which is my Jackie M page. And then within a couple of seconds, it will say now streaming onto Jackie M page, right? The other thing, just going back, where I talked about all these different scenes, right? Like I said, they are not necessary, but you can actually set them up so that while you're in the middle of live streaming, you can say, okay, so I'm cooking this and whatever, and now I just got to clear out my work area, so I'm going to put you onto a video. So click on the different scene, okay? and then go back to this. Right? So you can actually basically configure your different scenes so that you can move around, okay? You can say, okay, I'm going to play a pre-recorded video next while I clear up my work area, and then hop onto a different scene where you've got some videos lined up, alright? Yeah, that's some of the main functionalities of XSplit Broadcaster. Obviously, there are a few other things as well. There are different widgets, different integrations. Like on Twitch, you'll see me when I'm live streaming with Twitch. Sometimes you might see these like pictures hop up that say, you know, you might have a little graphic jump up and say, oh, Andrew so-and-so just donated $5, or so-and-so just followed you, and all that. And that, because it shows up on the screen, it gives me the opportunity to kind of acknowledge them and say, hey, by the way, thanks, Andrew. So that's kind of like the essence of live video, because it's the interaction is live, right? So the other thing I want to mention, you see these videos playing, and the limitation of the software that I'm using to record this video for you guys is that it doesn't capture the audio, but these videos do actually have audio that will play during the live streaming, okay? So there are other drill down things that you're going to take into consideration, basically the audio sort of thing, making sure there's no feedback. So depending on what it is you're live streaming, whether you're live streaming a recorded video or something like that, you might have to mute this microphone. It doesn't mean that the video that you're playing will be muted when it's streamed. It means that that it doesn't catch what you're saying here on camera, okay? Because I've been caught out in the past before where I have live streamed a pre-recorded video, right? And then left this microphone on, and I didn't realize the audience could hear me talking in the background. Okay, so these are little things that you got to fine tune, but essentially these are the main features of XSplit Broadcaster, which are some of the reasons why I use it. Okay, I hope you found this useful. So if you've got any questions, hit me up. My email address is just jackie@jackieng.com.au. If you know people who will find this helpful, pass this on to them, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you're watching this on video on YouTube. Thank you guys. Catch you later.